Hello there and welcome to episode 28 of my playthrough of the 2018 Harebrained Schemes BattleTech game. Today I'm going to be tackling Flashpoint mission One Man's Trash. Looks like quite an easy one today, only 2 skulls. We're on Glentworth, which is out in the Capellan March in the Fed Sons territory. Employer is unknown, so we'll see what this brings. Engagement length is short, so expect 2 drops. There are no consecutive deployments. The bonus reward is an uncommon mech upgrade, which I have no idea what that means. Does that mean like a gyro or an arm mod? No idea. Tonnage requirements are light, which is good. I do like the tonnage restriction missions in this game. They're much more interesting usually. And we're up against some random hostile mercs. So you know as much as I do because we're not getting much data on this at all. Let's read the copy there though and see if that shines a light on anything else. Commander Durant, you don't know me, but me and my associates have a job for you, a real nice one, and a big payout at the end. If you want to talk about it, come meet me at Glentworth. I'll be waiting. Right, well, let's go ahead and begin. Oh, okay, yes, it's a parrot. There we go. Ed Corbu, presume that's like a BattleTech 30, equivalent of a avatar, I presume. I presume it's not actually a parrot. Wow, you actually came, Lemuel Durant, in the flesh. You know, the invitation I sent you was sort of a Hail Mary, to be frank. I was 90% certain you wouldn't even respond, but here you are, Gods be praised. Yeah, here we are. Would you care to explain what we're looking at, Mr. Corbu? Oh yeah, haha, my damned holocamera's on the fritz. You're getting the parrot, right? I think that's my com system's default image, the one they use for display models. Just try to ignore it, we've got serious business to discuss. I'll bet. Why don't you tell us about it? Okay, so here's the deal. I've got these associates, nobody you've ever heard of, nobody you need to worry about, but they shell out big money for old stuff, bits and bobs from the Star League days. Good. It doesn't matter if it's working or not, if it's ancient, they want it. Your associates aren't alone in that. A lot of people will give their left arm for a piece of genuine lost tech. Yeah, but you're talking about the stuff that has value. Mech, ships, lasers, that kind of thing. My friends, they want everything, including literal garbage, and that makes opportunities for people like you and me. So here's the deal. Way off the tip of Glentworth's northern continent, there is the island called Lojowan. Now, I happen to know that there's a Star League era facility out there. The vultures have been picking it at it for years, but they still meet on those bones. On those bones, and I want you to fetch it for me. So you called us out here for Lost Tech treasure hunt. Fantastic. She hates Lost Tech treasure hunts, does Samiri. She's every time one comes up, she gets very ratty. If you'd have been upfront about that, I'd have argued against flying out here at all. Hang on, hear me out. The facility I'm sending you to isn't SLDF. That's the beauty of this plan, because there's nothing in there of any military value. Nothing. Nobody with any muscle is going to show up to stop you. You're going after the equivalent of a Star League era stapler factory, but that doesn't matter to my associates. They'll pay top dollar for whatever you pull out of there. Weird. So what's stopping you from heading down there yourself and looting the place? A healthy amount of self-preservation. See, there are a couple of gangs of scavengers on Men Lojowan who've been fighting over our staple factory. They are nobodies, just a bunch of amateurs who'd rather lob bombs at each other than learn to share. And before you ask me, no, they don't have any battle mechs. At most, you'll run into a couple of rundown old tanks on each side. Nothing you need to worry about. Any fool with a battle mech could pull off this kind of job you're describing. So why come to us? Because you're the best, and I know you're the best because I've got a pal at the MRB. Maybe you've met him, Phil Burdock. No, well, me and Phil have an arrangement. I let him crash at my luxury timeshare in Louth Abbey, and in return he helps me find the right people for jobs that need doing. So your process involves bribery and a timeshare condominium. Got it. That's good. Yes, you do. Now, what do you say? A quick drop onto an island with a lance of light mechs, maybe a skirmish for a vehicle or two. I thought they said there were no mechs. Hey-ho. And the job's done. You scoop whatever's in the facility and drop it off at my condo. I go fence it to my associates, and you get a nice big payout. Easy as pie. Okay, well, we're in. Brilliant, friend. Absolutely goddamn brilliant. I'll be in touch when you've got the goods. Until then, you do your thing and don't let me stand in your way. Okay, so I presume that this one is the tonnage restriction mission if we're only up against vehicles and light mechs. Look at this. Horrendous. We'll just take the cash, I think. Trustworthy client. That's who we're doing this for today. Right, okay, so you'll see I've got some different options now. I've been tinkering quite a bit in the mech bay. Managed to find a Victor, as you can see there, but I've still got him in the in the mech bay getting loaded out. I've dropped a couple of mechs as well. Like I'm starting to get in that point in the game where the heavy mechs can become slightly redundant, just because the assault mechs are so good that things like the Orion just kind of gets eclipsed when you've got like the Annihilator. So I've dropped the like Samson and Delilah out. That's the Orion and the Marauder. Still got a few more mechs to catch and get, so I'm sure you'll be seeing more on the books as we go forward. But for today, we are limited to 55 tonnes per bay at a maximum of 200 tonnes in total. So, first let's bring the Vindicator for sure today, because I did manage to get this variant of the Vindicator recently, the 1AA, which I really, really like. Running it as, I don't know, like a kind of an oxymoron this, but like a long-range skirmisher. It's got the snub PPC and an LRM-10. You'd probably be better actually putting like SRMs on there. That then really turns it into a skirmisher, but I just wanted it to do a little bit more like manoeuvring and using that LRM-10 to do what LRM-10s do. So we'll see if that works anyway. If not, I can always go back and swap out into the SRM6. I think traditionally you'd kind of want maybe a PPC on there, and then you'd kind of get that Griffin load out, which is the PPC and the LRM10. That should work on... In fact, no, I don't think it would work actually. I think we just would be over tonnage. So maybe the snub PPC is then the best option. Or we'd have to drop like a couple of jump jets to do that. So yeah, definitely prefer that variant. And we will put two, should we put in there today? We'll put Code, actually, in the Vindicator. Next up, we'll need a tank. So let's go with the Hunchy, big 50-tonner today with his UAC-10 double impulses. And we'll put Metal in the Hunchback. And then we're going to need another... Let's see what that brings our tonnage up to. Okay, yeah, we'll bring the Trebuchet today. So I did, if you watched... one of the previous Flashpoints, I did manage to get access to a Trebuchet. I had one in the very, very early stage of this game, but I sold it. Got it, another one back on the books now, so it's got his old name, great. And this is just a pure LRM spam. 2 LRM-15s on there, so good option. And we'll put... should we put in you today? Put Vortex in there today, why not? And then finally, we've got 55 tonnes to play with, so we'll bring the Wolverine Callisto. And this is now I'm much more comfortable with this variant of the mech. Previously, I had kind of LRMs on there because I wanted some LRM like coverage in the lighter lance. We've now got that obviously with the Vindicator and the Trebuchet, so I've swapped this out for the UAC 5 double plus and 8 SRMs. So that's a really nice variant actually of this Wolverine. And we will put Boudica in the Wolverine today because Callisto is actually her like mech from the days gone by. It's the mech that she grew up with. That's kind of how I write the lore for it. Obviously, it's different in this game, but yeah, the Wolverine does belong to Boudica. That gives us a full complement today of 200 tonnes. So let's go ahead and do this. Should be relatively straightforward. I think it's just a recovery mission, which means you don't even have to like destroy a base. You just have to run to the objective, stay there until the end of the turn, and then you've basically completed it. And then you can either bug out, run away to the like the drop point, or you can stay and finish off whatever is left on the map, which is what we will probably do today, because I don't think this will be a hard one. Saying that, there is one variable faction today. I had my COVID-19 booster shot this morning. No ill effects thus far, but And I haven't, even when I got the other jobs, I was absolutely fine. But I'm kind of expecting, the last time I had it, I got very, very tired. There was no, like, I got no pain or anything like that. I was just very, very tired. And I'm starting to feel it a bit now. It's only about lunchtime. So I got something to eat and, like, drank a lot of water. I'm going to do this and then I might just go back to bed because I just know it will have no adverse effects other than it will make me feel very, very tired. So if you see me, like, nodding off, that's why. Anyway, according to Corbu's map, our Star League staple factory should be somewhere just ahead of you. He also said that we shouldn't run up against anything more dangerous than a combat vehicle or two, but I'd take that with a grain of salt. Perhaps more than a grain of salt. I don't especially trust Mr. Corbu or his mysterious associates. Me neither, but it's refreshing to work with someone who's obviously sketchy for a change. I mean, most of our clients are just as bad. They're just better at hiding it. Right, Nigel Binton. What a name for a mech warrior. He's an unsavoury character. I see that we've got some new battle mechs on the field. Hello, my name is Binton, and if you've come for my vault, my hired cutthroats will be murdering you today. Hampton Modge, another unsavoury character. Men Lojawen is my island, Binton. If I catch either of you near that vault, you'll only wish you were dead. I've got a bucket of Prosperian blood limpets and a vivid imagination, and I'm feeling eager to use them. Nice. Then I guess we'd better not let you catch us. Game faces on everybody. We've got a fight on our hands. Right, so we're getting two opponents today, but they're obviously fighting each other by the sounds of it. So let's just sprint down here and see if we can get anything on sensors. Nothing yet. Doesn't give us any kind of idea of where the opponents are coming from. So now we've got two on sensors actually. So we've got vehicles. We've got more vehicles down there. So we've got 3 vehicles on sensors. What I'll do then is I'll get Bugbear and Callisto to kind of take this hill and fire down, and I'll get the other 2 to kind of form a centre around here. And pretty decent vehicle. That's the urban, like, gallant assault vehicle. It's only really dangerous. Oh, there's an SRM carrier there. That will have to go. It's only dangerous if it gets in close proximity, because it's got these 4 machine guns, so it can give, like, head injuries to your pilot, or head injuries to your mech, and therefore NG or mech warrior. That loadout is actually not bad at all either. So they are quite good, and it's well armoured and it's in the trees. So we'll target the SRM though, because that's the real horrible threat here, and we definitely want to kill that before it gets into shooting range. Oh, we've only got the LRM there, unfortunately. Can we... Not keen on jumping in there, because we'll get the machine gun to death by that urban vehicle, unfortunately. Can we just about get in there now? No. We're going to have to risk it. Why not? You only live once, right? Besides which, I'd rather take 4 machine guns than 60 missiles from an SRM carrier. And hopefully now, anyway, Metal might be able to take this chap out. Actually, no, he'll be able to soften it up. He won't take it out. He certainly won't take it out shooting like that. And Grape, you can kind of stay back here and do some LRM spamming. Again, I don't think this is going to take him out. Oh, we did. Very nice. Lovely stuff. We've got 2 35-ton vehicles coming up here, so they're not going to be anything like as nasty as what we've just seen there. So we'll just jump code in here and see what they are. Striker Narc and a Striker, they're useless. Yeah, really useless. Well, let's try and wreck this Striker with the main weaponry. Ooh, there we are. Not actually bothered at all about the Narc, because it's there as a support vehicle, really, so it narcs you up, and then that gives bonuses to missiles that are attacking you. So with that, I mean, it's got a LRM-10 and a Narc beacon on there, so it's really not much of a threat at all. Just keep these two in the centre, I think, just see what will be coming at us next. Allow this to try and narc us up, which it doesn't do. You know if it narcs you up because you get 1 point of damage. Yeah, you usually get a little, like, something on your little bio there as well that tells you you've been narked. Anyway, let's go and stand on this little chap. So presumably that's one of these forces taken out. And then there'll be another, like the whatever the second force was there that was moaning at us, those unsavoury characters. Let's go and take the objective anyway. Actually, it doesn't matter if we go through the heat here because we're not firing on the next turn. I think if you do travel through heat, you do take a bit of a heat penalty for a couple of turns, but it's not too bad. And we are in the kind of polar bio today, so we'll be fine. We've taken possession of the Stapler Factory, Commander. Keep our scavenger friends occupied and away from the facility while our people crack the vault. Right. Commander, I've been studying the symbols on the crates that our lance pulls from the facility. Against our orders, it looks like Mr. Corbu's telling us the truth. We've just stolen several tons of commercial-grade lost-tech desk accessories. Well, that's one for the record books. We just pulled the biggest stapler heist in human history. And to think, Binton and Modge have been at each other's throats over this vault for months. People have died for this. How do we break it to them that we're fighting over garbage? Isn't our job to break anything to them? All we need to do is get this rubbish to Lauf Abbey and get paid. Speaking of which, I'm setting course, Commander. We'll get Corbu on the horn as soon as we reach cruising altitude. Oh, okay. Well, that was even easier than I thought. I thought we'd get at least something thrown at us from another lance. Hey, I'm really glad there that I chose the cash out because the salvage is going to be miserable. Yeah. Well, I mean, even actually, it wasn't too bad. There were some pluses there. We didn't get any of them, but got loads of it anyway. So never mind. The only thing that would have been amazing there is the double plus narc beacon, but I've never ever seen that being dropped as salvage. Presumably because the game just doesn't want you to have it without having to pay through the nose in the store, which is understandable because it's quite a strong component. Eventually, you will see that. If I get the Cyclops, I'll stick it on the Cyclops with a tag and a narc, and then it can act as a real like support assault mech. Hey, there you are, just the mercs I was hoping to see. We've got your staplers, Ed. I hope you've got a lot of empty space in that timeshare because you're going to need it. Hey, that sounds great. Really, it does. But in the meantime, I've got a little problem on my hands. You know the guys who were fighting over your vault, Binton and Modge? Well, they sent some goons to my place in Lauf Abbey, and long story short, they've trapped you in your condo, haven't they? Yeah, they sort of joined forces and they're threatening to kill me if you don't give them the fabulous treasure that you pulled out of the vault. There was no treasure. We've got a ship hold full of commercial-grade office nonsense. I know, but they don't know that. See, they might have been led to believe that some incredible treasure was inside the vault, by a former client. I need you to be straight with me, Ed. I didn't catch that last bit, but I get the gist. In a manner of speaking, I mean, yeah, it was me. Yeah. Why would you have told them that? Because every time I tried telling people what I was really after, they bailed on me. Up until I met you, I mean, you were different. But every merc I talked to before you took the job laughed me off and called me a chump. So I whipped up a story about the vault being full of treasure, and all of a sudden I started getting bites. I see. Okay. Well, first I hired Modge, seemed like a solid merc, but when we got to the site, he went rogue. I guess he wanted to take the treasure for himself, so then I called in Binton, who agreed to neutralise Modge for a share of the treasure, but he also went rogue, so then, well, you know what happened next. So what you're saying is that you hired us to rob a vault from under your own contractor, whom you hired to take down from another contractor, both of whom are holding you ransom for a treasure that doesn't exist. It sounds so bad when you put it that way. Look, I'm the victim here. Now, the way I see it, there are a couple of ways out of this. Call them option A and option B. Option A is a direct approach. You come in guns blazing, protect my timeshare and mow down the bad guys. It's a simple plan, but it's got a few downsides. The streets of Lauf Abbey won't support much more than 30 or 40 tons, but we can't do that mission, so I don't have mechs in that category. So it's going to have to be whatever site where plan B is. Well, yeah, it'll be the heavier one then. B is a tricky route. I tell Binton and Modge that we surrender, and that you'll drop the treasure in a field somewhere when they show up. When they show up in their big assault mechs to fight over it, you swoop in and kick their teeth in. I thought you said they didn't have any mechs. At Menlaugen, and they didn't, probably because they didn't want to risk blowing up the treasure. Now, what's it going to be, A or B? You're ignoring C, Ed. I could just keep the staplers and wash my hands of the rest. No, we'll obviously do option B here. A, I would have done A if it was up to the 55 ton range, but never mind. You're an absolute lifesaver, Commander. Okay, let's get on with this. Right, so there won't be any tonnage restrictions on this next mission then, I'm presuming. We'll see what the difficulty level is. It's only a 2 sculler though, so... yeah, I think I'll just go evens today. He did say there might be assault mechs, so we might get some nice salvage. Let's clear all these and decide what to bring today. 2 difficulty, so it really shouldn't be too difficult. We're in the tundra. Okay, well let's bring the catapult today, and we'll put where is she? We'll put Boudica in the catapult. We will bring the Black Knight, and we'll put Lady Deathlotus in the Black Knight. We'll bring the Archer, and we'll put Darkstar in the Archer, and we will bring the Grasshopper, and I will put Talon in the Grasshopper. 280 tons, that's not too silly. It's 3 heavy mechs there, so let's go ahead and do this. Should be relatively straightforward, though we may be against 2 lances, and they may or may not be firing at each other. And I'm going to sneeze, so I'm just going to go on to mute. False alarm, didn't sneeze. I blame the COVID vaccination. I'm going to be feeling like a bit out of sorts. I can already feel it kind of making me feel a little bit like lightheaded. It'll be fine though. Give it about 6-10 hours, and I'll be back to my normal self. So, battle today. So it probably will be. It's only 2 skull. So I was going to say it'll be 2 lances, but can you get 2 lances on a 2 skull mission that have potentially got assault mechs in there? Well, we know that the skull rating in this game is broken. Is it that broken though? Because it would have probably been a 3 skull mission if there was like assault mechs. However, our client is a bit of an idiot by the sounds of it, so who knows what he's talking about. Eyes up, Modge. Carbu's Petma, so they've joined together by the looks of it. Took them long enough, but now they're going to give us what's ours, aren't they? Their buddy, I'd already told them as much, so they'll relinquish our treasure nice and easy, and then fly off into the sunset together. It's already done, Modge. If you run a sensor suite, you'll find a handful of large crates about 300 metres from where you're standing. Oh, what do you know? There they are. And I'll be taking them. I'd advise you all stand down. Oh, well, they're not together. But I know that you won't listen, so I think I'll just shoot you instead. Not if I beat you to it, you insufferable so-and-so. I've been waiting for an opportunity to put you down. Right. If you are wondering, by the way, why I don't swear on this channel, it's because I'm acutely aware that there are like no age guides on here. And just out of common courtesy, if there are younger people watching this, like, you know, children, I don't want to be like using foul language. Just my preference. So there you are. Modge's dropship is on the way, Commander. Okay, so we've got 2 lances coming in here, but this one looks pretty pathetic. Yeah, a 35 ton, a 20 ton, a 95 ton. Wow. It will be a Banshee though. I think there's only 195 ton in this part of the game. The Bull Shark is 95 tons as well, but the Bull Shark is not a mech that appears, I don't believe, until you actually get hold of it when you do the campaign mission in the Flashpoints, and it is indeed a Banshee, and it's really badly armoured as well, so these guys should be really quite easy to take out. Banshee is not a good mech. There is a variant of the Banshee that I like on tabletop. It's the one that's got double PPCs. I forget the name off the top of my head, but the standard Banshee is pretty garbage. And that is the standard Banshee. The PPC, an AC5 and an S-Laser for a 95-ton mech is abysmal. However, where the Banshee excels is in speed and physical attacks. And if you do get a Banshee in this game, especially like early on, like they can be really useful. If I'd have got one, I would have done this just to kind of show how to do it. But you put loads of like put arm mods on there, the ones that actually weigh tonnage, where you get like ridiculous bonuses. Like I can't remember what it is. It's like a plus. Is it like 20 damage or something like that from an arm mod, or plus 60% stability damage, and you can just walk around with that thing armoured up to the hilt and just destroy people with physical attacks. So there is, there is something that you can get to work. You've just got to kind of choose the correct like loadout for it, and that loadout is never going to be weapons because it's got horrendous hardpoint levels. I honestly can't remember. I've not had one in that long. Obviously, it has an energy hardpoint for the PPC and a ballistic hardpoint, but I don't recall it having like lots of support hardpoints. It might have. I mean, if it had like 4 support hardpoints, that would be useful, but I can't remember if it's got that many. If it has 2, that's okay. But obviously 4 would be better, because then you can really run it as a big beast. This should be the end of the Jenner. There he goes. Yeah, whenever I see a Banshee, I just kind of ignore them. That Jenner is actually more of a threat, in a way, given that I'm kind of, in the trees as well and got a good position here. Right, so here's Hampton Modge. He had a Stalker. I saw a Stalker silhouette then. Oh, right. Oh, what a shame. If I'd have known, I would have brought Lemuel in the Highlander, because I still need 2 points of a Stalker. Oh, that's annoying. I haven't got anything that can finish off either here. Ugh. We might have to go for headshots. We'll see how it goes anyway. But in the interim, let's finish these chaps off. There goes that poor little locust leg. What will probably happen is now, actually, the Modge, or whatever his name is, he'll probably come into this vicinity here, and then we'll just tear the Banshee up together, and then we'll go against each other like lance v lance. I'd imagine that's what will happen anyway. Right, Dark Star now. We're just going to ignore the locust. Hopefully that will act as like something for them to attack while it's on the floor, and they'll ignore us. Get rid of that galleon. Shouldn't have been bothered with the LRMs though. I don't know why I did that, but never mind. And we'll just kind of veer onto the left a little bit here, so we're not caught out of position. So when we do go like lance on lance, it might be in this vicinity if they decide to take this track here. So we'll just keep our lance in these trees protected, and just try and beat into the enemy down here. See the Banshee is already kind of on its way out. It just doesn't have the armor levels. I'm going to leave that locust alone though, because it will give a nice target for the other lance coming in. They'll probably will target that, given it's an easy shot. Yeah, for a 95-ton mech to have that level of weaponry is criminal. It's just awful. But so much of it is taken up in the engine. We might take an arm off here. Not quite. We've destroyed a heat sink though. And the locust is on its feet. Or its foot, should I say. And we're just going to keep ignoring him, because he now presents a rear shot to the other mechs, so we'll let them take that. And just keep focusing in on this Banshee. This won't knock him over because we don't have any weaponry there that does stability damage. And we've critted his PPC. The only thing that I'm concerned about with the Banshee is if it gets a physical attack on me, because they can be nasty. But there's no threat of that because we're going to knock him over now. Oh, yeah. Probably should have checked its armor rate. And Talon, oh, she might as well just finish this guy off. So we'll just wait for the opposition to come now, like that second lance. Yeah, I think they looked, oh, there they are, yeah. I was going to say they look to be coming over this hill here.
Taking minimal damage.
Looks like the same kind of loadout. It's a couple of light mechs and then it looked like they got a stalker. So we'll try and blow these guys up quickly so that I can then turn focus on the stalker, and we're going to go for leg shots. I can't really go for headshots today because I don't have the mechs to do that, unfortunately. Ooh, nice. Leg destroyed, left arm destroyed. Hopefully the Banshee has got terrible armour as well, because then we can just really kind of pinpoint its legs. Start like stripping armour off them. This will probably be this guy taken out here. So what we'll do is... Oh, we can. I was going to say we can do a double shot, but we can't do that. So let's just put the SRMs into this little chap. Oh, he's still in the game, but I don't think he's got any weapons left. Oh, he has. Oh, he's SRM 6 left, but I think the Grasshopper. I bet he's got barely any centre arm. Yeah, 17 left. So let's cool down a little bit here as well. So we'll just do 3 M lasers just to make sure. There we go. 1 would have sufficed, but insurance policy there. He was doing a bit of spotting, and they have got a stalker on the go somewhere back here. Oh, is it a stalker? 85 ton, yeah. No, that is a stalker. I was going to say, I'm sure that I saw the silhouette, and the stalker is 85 tons. Mina will sprint up here, and she can just cool off a little bit. Do some outflanking, strip some armour off.
Commander?
Charles will run a little bit more centrally, and again, just cool off.
Ready for order.
Put Dark Star next to the Black Knight. Talon's going to need a nice cool off here as well. And there it is, the Stalker. So we want in leg shots here. It's going to be difficult. Just with the weapon loadout I've got really isn't the best for what we need to do, but we'll give it a go. And I think I'm going to actually take this javelin out first, because that's actually quite annoying, like scuttling around me.
Waiting for order.
You should take some of it out, something like a torso or an arm. And yeah, we just can do the SRM6s here, that will be enough. Oh, no. That's unusual, because you do get the highest chance of hitting the centre torso, so it was quite odd. But Bouncer should finish this chap off relatively straightforward. Yeah, 1 structure left here, so I think we'll just go for 2 M lasers this time. There we go. So now, Mr. Stalker, are you going to relinquish your tonnage salvage to me? That's fine. She's in the trees, so she'll be fine. Now, what we have to decide on here is... I mean, look, it's just really badly armoured. So, it's shoddy. So... The best way to do it is to kind of focus on one side of it. So if I go onto this side and like precision strike the leg, I might get lucky and take the leg out. So let's do that. I've got 89% hit chance for each missile. I think we're into the leg structure there for sure. And it's unsteady. Yes, we are. 32 left. So let's do the same again with art. This time we'll just use our SRM6s. Oh, that wasn't good. But we have knocked him down, so that's good. That means we don't have to waste precision strikes now. We can actually just take the leg out. If I get that stalker, I am going to have to call it Modge. I'll have to remember that, Modge. If I get it. 12 left on the leg there, so we're just going to go in with a couple of M lasers here. Nice. And now we're just going to again focus on that other leg. That's bad. Yeah, all that, any damage on there as well will then transfer into the centre torso. So let's just let's just do that. 4 M lasers. I think we're going to blow that. Yeah, we've blown that torso, which is annoying. It depends what direction he turns now, because I need him to kind of show me his left-hand side, which he's done. He's done that, so that means that the grasshopper can go and target that leg from that side, which is good for us, very good for us. Boudica is not going to attack here. She's just going to sprint over here. Hopefully get him to like turn around or something on the next turn if he's still standing anyway. Right, now we've got, what's that, 115 armour and structure left on that leg. So Art's going to be the last one that we attack with here. We're going to go and try and pinpoint with the laser weaponry. Come on now. Come on for the leg shot. No, that was no good. Why have we knocked it down? Did we destroy the leg and it just didn't come up? Right, now, the game better not like screw me around this time, because the last time I thought I got a stalker, it didn't give me it. So it better bloody well give me it this time. That's done it, Commander. By all the gods, you've done it. Right, that's fine. You won't have to wait too long. If you'd be so kind as to help me scoop up the treasure, I'll fence it to my associates, and then we can all fly off into the sunset. Our job here is done. Come on for the stalker. Come on for the stalker. Pretty good payout there, considering that was really, really easy. I barely got any armour damage. And old Bouncer there just taking the wrecking ball to those mechs. And we are getting a stalker. Yay! That's good. Ah, very happy with that. Very nice. It's such a funky mech, is the Stalker. It looks like a B-52 bomber on legs. It's very, very fun. The new resculpts by Catalyst as well are divine. It actually looks now like it can stand up, which it never looked like it could stand up before, but now it looks actually like a mech. The Stalker 3F mounts a ridiculous amount of weaponry, it really does. Even for an assault mech, it's also notable for its incredibly poor heat management, which is the cost it pays for such amazing damage output. Powerful, but to be used wisely. Good advice there from Yang. Right. See what any presents we get from this then. So, who's true to his word? Ed Cordu, that's who. I've gotten in touch with my associates and arranged the sale of our antique office supplies. I think you'll be very happy with your cut of the profits. I'm thrilled that we're getting paid at all. To be perfectly frank, it didn't seem terribly likely that this was going to work out in our favour. And yet, here you stand, a nice fat sack of sea bills in hand. Like I said, my associates had you covered. Who are these associates of yours, Ed? The sale's already gone through, so telling us couldn't hurt. They're just these people, high status types. I think they work in comms. As to why they want all this old junk, who knows? I think it's symbolic. Like having a fancy business card or getting a sweet paint job on your mech. Can't think of any other reason why anyone would care about a crate full of staplers. Well, good on you, Ed. You set your sights on the goal and made it happen, despite the fact that you had no idea what you were doing at any point in the process. I like that. That's pretty impressive if you ask me. So how are you going to spend your share of the profits? Quality of life upgrades. I'm taking my share and moving to New Avalon. Good choice. I've spent enough time out here in the boonies. I want me some of that Capital World lifestyle. And with Modgen bitten out of the picture, you'll be in a fine position to enjoy it. Damn right, you did me a big favour by taking them out of the game, and I hope you don't take this the wrong way, Commander, but I have no desire to spend any more time hanging with mech jockeys. From this point on, it's all peace and love for Ed Corbu. Giant robots need not apply. I think that's best for you, Mr. Corbu. Most people aren't out for this sort of life we lead, and if I'm honest, this probably isn't a bad thing. No, ma'am, it's most definitely is not. On that note, it's probably time for us to say goodbye. Thanks again, Commander. You really saved my bacon back there. As a rule, I don't let my clients get killed. It's bad for business, but you're welcome all the same. Cheers, pal. And if you're ever on New Avalon, well, you probably shouldn't look me up, but raise a toast for your old pal Ed Corbu and know that he's living his best life, probably in another beautiful condominium, because he has standards that need to be met. We'd expect nothing less. Goodbye, Mr. Corbu, sorry. Maybe we'll catch you sometime later down the line. Who knows, maybe you will. Until then, goodbye. Only 500,000... Well, it was a really easy mission. And it was quite entertaining, that. The characters were quite funny, so it's fine. An M-Laser plus, a gyro... That gyro's good, actually. It's the most expensive of the regular gyros. PPC plus AC5 plus AC2 plus leg mod. So the whole there is terrible. But that was a super easy mission, and we got a stalker, so one cannot complain. Anyway, yeah, that was a nice short one there. Anyway, so let's just have a look at this stalker, and then I'll wrap things up. There he is. Look at him. Just look at that. What an absolute beautiful beast. I really love that design, actually. It's similar to the one that they've just done for the new sculpts from Catalyst, but I think the new one from Catalyst is actually more impressive. It's just so bulky and gorgeous. Really do have, a lot of time for the Stalker. It's a lovely, lovely mech. Anyway, I think on that note, I'll end it, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll hopefully catch you again in the next episode.